it's Miss Andrea from the Hickory Corner branch of the Mercer County Library System, and happy spring! It is officially springtime, and so I want to introduce you to a wonderful book that we have here in the Mercer County Library System called Spectacular Spring. It is by Bruce Goldstone, and it's all kinds of spring facts and fun. So I'm gonna read parts of the book to you, and then I'm gonna show you a really fun spring activity that I did with my daughter that you can do at home. Spectacular Spring. Spring is a season of spectacular beginnings. Green plants and colorful flowers begin to grow. Animals shake off the cold of winter. People start spending more time outdoors. Have you been able to play more outside now? Days get longer and nights get shorter. Spring begins on the vernal equinox. In the northern hemisphere, that's a day near March 20th when day and night are both 12 hours long. Spring ends on the summer solstice. In the northern hemisphere, that's a day near June 21st. It's the longest day of the year. So have you noticed that after dinner, it stays lighter, longer, and you can go outside and play a little more? I really like that part of spring. Days begin to get warmer, so your clothes get lighter. At the start of spring, you might still wear a sweater, a scarf, and warm gloves. I did a story time outside this morning, and I still needed my jacket and gloves, but as the days begin to get warmer, you won't need so many heavy layers. But you might put on a raincoat and boots. Waterproof clothing helps keep you dry when it rains. And we tend to get a lot of rain in springtime to help things grow. That's the next page. Winter snow stops falling and spring rain starts. When the air gets warmer in spring, it's more likely to rain than snow. Air always holds tiny drops of water vapor, and warm air holds more than cold air. As warm air rises, it cools, and water droplets come together to form clouds. When the droplets get too heavy to stay in the cloud, they fall to the ground as rain. So you can read this page on how umbrellas work. Do you guys know what that is? That's right, it's a rainbow. After the rain, you might see a rainbow. Do you remember a good way to know all the colors of the rainbow? Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So if you can remember Roy G. Biv, you can remember the colors of the rainbow. Sunlight is made up of many colors, but normally we can't see them all. After it rains, there are still a lot of water droplets in the air. When sunlight hits these droplets from a certain angle, the beam of light separates into the colors that are usually mixed together in sunlight. A beautiful rainbow is the result. The colors in the rainbow are always in the same order. So remember, Roy G. Biv, and you'll remember the colors of the rainbow. Ooh, here's a good question. How does spring feel? How does spring feel to you? Ooh, muddy and squishy. We're going to talk about mud for our activity. So let's look at a couple more pages. We have plants that start to grow all over. So keep your eye out for plants growing, and flower bulbs begin to bloom. Ooh, what does spring smell like? Do you think it smells like all these beautiful flowers? And sprouts spring up from seeds underground. Hey, do you see how the seed is underground and then it starts to sprout? And then it talks about the way that seeds travel in many ways, and the way that the farmers plant new crops in the springtime. What shape is spring? What shapes do you see in springtime? Oh, we have some sports that start in springtime. We see a baseball, a round baseball, or an egg shape. And baby animals. Baby animals are often born in spring. So you might see lots of baby animals. And this page shows us how a birdie hatches from an egg. Oh, what does spring sound like? Does it sound like the pitter-patter of raindrops? Or the baa of a baby lamb? This page talks about how some animals get moving. Warm spring weather tells some animals it's time to wake up and more. So some animals come out of their hibernation from winter. Ooh, and lots of our little critters get busy. Bees and other insects start flying from flower to flower. So you might start to see more worms come out of the ground. You might start to see bees and things. And different celebrations in springtime. Easter, Passover, April Fool's Day, Earth Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day. Fresh spring air gets people to open windows and clean up. So you might hear people talk about spring cleaning. So they might do that in the springtime as well. So, and when all the year's beginnings have begun, spectacular spring turns into super summer. So we don't have to worry about summer quite yet. We're just starting spring, and I am so excited because I got a great activity out of this book, mud painting. And so it tells you a little bit right there, and I'm going to show you the mud painting that I did with my daughter right here. And now I'm going to show you how we did it.